Tyrese Haliburton is starting to take over the NBA on offense. He is an amazing passer and a much improved scorer, adding yesterday's 25-point third quarter against the Charlotte Hornets, in which he made 7 threes to his resume. I mean, Tyrese Haliburton has just been amazing on offense, and bringing some pretty good effort defensively has really made me think that Haliburton is one of the next up-and-coming all-time great point guards in the NBA. Like, just the way he's been playing already. Last year he was already 4th in total assists last season, and this year he is leading the league in assists per game and total assists to start the year, tied with Trae Young, who also has 62 assists. And yeah, we're just going to jump into it, looking at this game against the Charlotte Hornets, and then a few other highlights of his passing and his scoring. And yeah, if you're enjoying this type of content, these highlights video with me analyzing it, just taking a look at what these players do well or teams do well, maybe scroll down and hit the subscribe button. We got a few more videos coming up about the Pacers, so yeah, maybe stick around for those or any of my other contents. Anyways, let's get into it. And if you're enjoying the content and you're already subscribed, maybe go and hit that like button. That'd be pretty cool. But let's get into it. When Tyrese Haliburton hit this shot at the end of the second quarter, it was clear that we were going to be in for a special game from Tyrese Haliburton. Just taking a step back, the little bit of space from LaMelo Ball leaning back is all that Haliburton needed. And yeah, I mean, that was just a misnomer for what was going to come in the future. A little trademark Haliburton jump pass, takes the screen from Brown, the screen from Turner, gets around it. Rozier takes a little step into the paint to cut off the Haliburton drive, and that's all he needs to step back and get that space over a defender who's about 2 or 3 inches shorter than him. I mean, Haliburton was just taking advantage of this matchup against Rozier, because, I mean, Haliburton is just such an amazing shooter off the dribble and off of movements, as we're going to see right here. Mark Williams is a drop big, so they just use this little, I think we'd call this a flare screen. And just using this little flare screen, Rozier gets stuck on it, and Haliburton knocks it down. I mean, that's just way too much space, and Rozier is just not a long enough defender to make that a tough shot. So Haliburton takes advantage and knocks down his second 3 of the second quarter. Here, working LaMelo Ball using his handle, and getting LaMelo had to bring up his hands to stop the drive, and it ends up being a foul. Just a great use of his handle right here, taking advantage of the not amazing defender in LaMelo Ball, and he ends up knocking down both free throws for 8 points on the quarter. And right here, little handoff from Turner, just the little hit into Rozier is all he needs. That's just enough space for Haliburton to take advantage and knock down the 3. Little screening action pulled Rozier in a little bit more as well. And yeah, that's it. That's all he needs, that little handoff, and Haliburton's way too open with the way he was shooting the ball this quarter. He's up to 11. Here, blocks a shot of Terry Rozier. Look at that, getting a little piece of that, keeps it in bounds. Mathurin draws inside 4 defenders. The last defender's out there trying to close out to Haliburton, and Haliburton still knocks it down. This is probably the most impressive of the 3s of this quarter, because as you can see right here, his landing area is kind of getting disrupted by LaMelo Ball right here, and his shooting pocket is also kind of getting disrupted right here. This is just an amazing shot where he pulls the ball forward to hit the shot, and yeah, gets a little bit out of the way from LaMelo Ball potentially being under his feet. This was just such an amazing shot, and I was just shocked to see him make that in real time, especially after getting the block on the other end as well. Haliburton, as much as he might have his flaws defensively, falling asleep at times, I mean, making that type of play on the ball, combined with just coming back down and hitting a 3 like that, that is amazing to see. And I think we're going to get a second look of all 4 of those 3s to start off the quarter to, put up 14 points in the first just under 4 minutes of the quarter, stepping back against Terry Rozier. Then that little flare screen from Turner, knocking it down, little handoff right over Rozier, can't even see him in front of him, and Mathurin draws him inside, and that just amazing 3 in transition. Haliburton was having an amazing quarter, already had 13 points coming into the quarter, but was 4 of 4 from 3 to start it off. And continuing on, Right here, he looks for Miles Turner on the pick and fade, and Miles Turner has been knocking down those shots all season long. I've clipped quite a few of the Pacers games this season, and he has just been continually knocking that down. And when you talk about like the type of space that you can just create by, oh, Mark Williams now has to step up against Miles Turner because Miles Turner just knocks this down all the time. That's a really scary threat. I mean, just the type of weapons that are around Tyrese Haliburton at this point are just amazing, especially when you have that on-ball, pick and pop type option with your 5-man. You also have Jalen Smith, who's shooting like 62% from 3. Here's a little technical assist. I don't really like those types of assists, so we're just going to skip over it. But that was another assist by Tyrese Haliburton, who had 30 points and 8 assists in this second half in total. That was such a clean layup. That actually ends up being a continuation and one because of the reach in by, I believe, Miller reaches in and fouls him right there. And even though he gets fouled all the ways back at the elbow, he gets all the way to the rim and finishes it with the pretty finish off the glass, spinning it in. Just a great finish from Tyrese Haliburton. Just has such mastery of the ball in scoring, and as we'll see a lot more later, in passing. Just an impressive bucket. Mark Williams maybe should have tried to make a play on the ball, considering his continuation or whatever, but yeah. Tyrese Haliburton using his handle, drawing in the defender, and once again, Miles Turner just knocking it down. Miles Turner is just killing it from 3 in this game, and in the previous game against the Cavaliers, he's just been knocking it down. And again, trapped Turner out there, swings it around back to Haliburton, and from the G of that logo, Haliburton knocks it down again. Nesmith just pulls him in just enough to pulls in Nick Richards just enough for Haliburton to get the space to shoot over the 7-footer. I mean, that's just impressive stuff. And continuing on, Jalen Smith with a handoff to Haliburton. What's this play going to be? I think it's going to be now pick and roll type bucket with Rozier stuck in the paint. JT Thor, I don't know why they decided to do that. I think Rozier's just the lower defender to start with, so Rozier tries to go into the paint instead of Thor, and that's just too easy for Jalen Smith, who's going to just seal and make the easy bucket off of this Haliburton double team. And yeah, you got to either get to that pass first or you need to make Thor go into the paint. Either way, Jalen Smith takes the bucket and Haliburton gets credit for another assist in this half. Right here, oh my god, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about an all-time great point guard. And he doesn't just do this once, every few games. He does this every game. Right here, looking off Brandon Miller to Jalen Smith, just trying to make it seem like he's 100% going to pass this back to Smith, and that just leaves Hield wide open. Just almost even fakes with the ball towards Smith to convince Miller that that pass is going to Sticks, but instead it's going to Buddy Hield. JT Thor is not there to recognize it. Even if he was, it was Nesmith is wide open in the corner as well, but Buddy Hield, I mean, he's amazing. He's always been, and he's going to knock down a wide open one. Oh my god, what an amazing pass by Tyrese Haliburton. Wow. This man is so good at passing the basketball. It's just a pleasure to watch him. And I was just so impressed to see these types of passes. You barely even see them on the internet because I guess just no one watches the Pacers games enough, I've just been looking back and I see this type of pass and I'm just so impressed by this man, Tyrese Haliburton. Just manipulating the defense, getting the easy 3 to Buddy Hield. Amazing one right there. Hield saying thank you for making that pass, because that was an amazing pass. Right here, Haliburton, yeah, he was on one this quarter. It's stepping back against Brandon Miller, who is being treated like the best defender in the court from the Hornets. Just steps back, takes another one, and here now driving over the top of the 7-footer, getting through the defense of another big guy in PJ Washington. Let's take another look at this 3 though. Just stepping back, pretty look. Miller just takes a little lean back, a little step too far away from stopping a Haliburton 3. And then just, again, using the handle, going right through PJ Washington, going over the top of Nick Richards. I mean, that is just amazing stuff from Tyrese Haliburton. He just was amazing. I'm just running out of good words to describe Haliburton in this quarter because it was just next level. Right here, pick and fade. Jalen Smith is wide open. Rozier doesn't really want to leave Hield, and Sticks knocks it down. I mean, he's shooting like 60+% from 3 this season. Of course he's going to knock it down. He was 2 for 3 in this game. And then again, Haliburton in the fourth quarter knocks it down the mid-range. And yeah, I mean, he's going to take those easy looks like that. Right here, a little pick and fade 3 is coming on the way from Nesmith. Washington decides to double the ball, and the defender is way too late on the closeout. Nesmith knocks it down from the corner. Man, oh man. I mean, when you've got this type of shooting talent around Tyrese Haliburton knocking stuff down like that, and oh my gosh, even though this doesn't end up being a bucket, I don't believe. Actually, no, ends up being a bucket. Oh my god. Just look at this pass. What the heck, man? Double teams, defenders sticking here, defenders tagging the paint, defenders closing out to the closest pass, or the closest open man. And what does Haliburton do? Oh, he just flings it over the top, a nearly perfect pass to Bruce Brown into a shooting pocket. Ball does a good job of closing out to it, but there's just no one there. Hayward's stuck in the paint. These 3 guys are out of the play. They're flat-footed, and they're kind of staring. Ends up being a wide open Buddy Hield 3, and Buddy Hield is not going to miss that one. Insane pass by Tyrese Haliburton creates the wide open 3 for Buddy Hield. And man, that's what I mean when this guy is an all-time great, because there is, I'm trying to think of a player in the NBA who does that consistently, and I'm not thinking of any. And you can correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but it's just, if you got a player who can just do that, that's just, yeah, I mean, that's just amazing. Hield knocks it down. How else are you supposed to deal with double teams? I mean, how are you supposed to double team a player when he can just do that? I mean, I don't know. This guy's just so hard to guard. And the Pacers bench celebrating the big 3 from Buddy Hield, courtesy of the Tyrese Haliburton pass. Right here, another double team, another pass to the corner. Bruce Brown has been knocking those down from the corner. Does not end up knocking down that one, but again, just look at this, man. What are they supposed to do? Hayward's got to come up on the drive. Okay, it went a little too far back. I don't know why I did that. Well, oopsies. We're going to skip around right here. I don't know why I decided to go so far back right there, but looking this one again, here's the double team coming up. Hayward is going to guard Hield because Hield's going, you know, he's going lights out this game. Ball drops into the paint to tag Turner, and it's Brown pretty much wide open. It's a long closeout for a ball, and Brown's been knocking those down. I've got a whole slew of highlights in my folder right now for Bruce Brown of him knocking down just those type of shots with those types of closeouts. He's going to knock that down most of the time, and ball gets lucky, does a pretty decent job of closing out considering how he's playing defense, and it ends up being a miss from Bruce Brown. And a pretty crucial miss at that one, considering the Hornets won this game by, I believe, 1 point. And yeah, oh my god, Tyrese Haliburton. This was just the moment of, I mean, he already made 8 threes in this game, and just kind of pretty much from the logo, miscommunication on the screen. Haliburton's too far out to make a shot, right? No, he isn't. Look at this, man. Look at this guy. Williams just drops into the paint. Hayward and Miller are a little bit confused on this exchange right here, and they don't properly communicate it. Hayward thinks he's staying. Miller thinks he's also going on to Hield, and that little miscommunication is enough space for Haliburton to just step in to the beautiful 3 from long range. But it wasn't all good from Haliburton, as end of the game, I'm not sure if you can completely see it, but 13 seconds left. Game on the line. Pacers down 124 to 125. And what does he do? Gets the switch onto LaMelo Ball. And LaMelo Ball just comes right up into him at the 5-second mark and pushes him back and then just taps it away. Great defense from LaMelo Ball, who Haliburton was taking advantage of all game. And Haliburton ends up basically turning it over with the game on the line. He's got some room to improve. He's not the all-time great point guard quite yet, but he is remarkably on his way. And that's a tough one for the Pacers to drop. But this was a game that the Pacers did not end up dropping against the Cavaliers. That little, like, hooks, I don't know even what to call that pass. That's just a little touch pass inside. And, I mean, just a little clever angle. Sneaks it to Toppin, and there's no one to stop Toppin on his way to the rim with Tristan Thompson on the court. He's not as much of a threat as either Mobley or Allen. And right there, falls down Haliburton with the ball and throws it up to Obi Toppin. Great oop right there. And man, those type of highlight plays can get your team pumped up. And when you got great athletes like Obi Toppin, and Obi Toppin's amazing. You also got Jalen Smith, Miles Turner, Aaron Nesmith, and the rest of this team. I mean, you can create some amazing highlights. In the fourth quarter, Haliburton shooting the floater over the top of Mobley. Mobley's just a step too far back, and Haliburton just takes it over him and gives his team a 3-point lead. Continuing on, now giving up to Hields. I mean, that's just a late closeout by D. Mitch. Didn't close out hard enough. And Hields gonna knock it down. Hields, it's Buddy Hields. He's gonna knock it down. I don't know what else to say. He's going to take those open ones. And here, Haliburton, I don't know if he saw that at the beginning of the clip, but this man is on the ground over here. This man is on the ground on the other side of the court. I don't know how he got up and got to this play fast enough. I mean, this happens in like 4 seconds. Haliburton sprints all the way back, gets his fingertips on it, and takes it away from D. Mitch. A crucial stop at the end of the game, and with 24 seconds on the clock, 11 seconds on the shot clock, Pacers up 1. The Cavs need to get a stop right here. What does Tyrese Haliburton do? Take the screen, gets the switch onto Jared Allen. Jared Allen thinks he's going to switch off, and now he's not. He's actually getting a step back in his face, and Tyrese Haliburton drills actually a 2-pointer. His foot was on the line, unfortunately, but yeah, just gets the switch. Allen thinks he might switch out again, but yeah, no, Haliburton just sees him leaning back, takes a step. Allen is a step too far back, and Haliburton's gonna take his step back to knock it down. That shot might look a little bit unconventional, but this man knocks it down from the mid-range, from the 3. And yeah, combine that with some amazing offensive passing talent and some good defensive plays. I mean, Haliburton is truly, a future all-time great, as so it seems. And just right here, just looking at that one, just barely a 2. His foot is just like an inch or 2 over the line and just knocked it down. Man. Just elevates so quickly. There's no chance for Allen to stop that ball from going into the net and ending the hopes of the Cavs of winning this game. The Pacers went down and got a crucial block from Miles Turner to end up winning this one. Just another couple of cool passes right there. Defense is not set on this little semi-transition play, and just plays from like the first 2 or 3 games of the season. Right here, just flings the pass across. Gafford was stuck in the paint. That was obvious, man. And yeah, Bruce Brown's going to knock it down from the corner. As I said, he's been knocking it down from there. Continuing on, Haliburton driving inside, relocating, and just taking the drive, taking the contact, and finishing with a floater, going right through Kyle Kuzma to get the bucket. I mean, he's been using his size amazingly well, even against some of the bigger players in the league. Right here, Haliburton's going to take a little guard for guard screen, and Nembhard's got some space, but Brandon Miller is late, and Haliburton makes the feed inside. Nembhard with the tough finish into the paint, and just a few more plays. Haliburton getting the screen from Miles Turner, an amazing pass fake to get Denny Avdia off the ball, basically. Little shot fake, little pass fake, and he's launching the step back 3 and somehow knocks that down. Doesn't even hit the rim. I mean, considering how tough that footwork is, what an impressive shot from Haliburton. And finally, Haliburton right here, pick and roll, uses a little pass fake inside to draw Gallo off of him and knocks down the layup. Anyways, on the season, just looking at his stats, had 43 in yesterday's game against the Hornets, which is going to be 2 days from now's game when this video comes out at this point. But 24.2 points, 12.4 assists, 4.0 rebounds on the season with a steal per game. still averaging 3 turnovers, but 39.5% from 3 on 7.5 attempts per game. Basically, he's making 3 threes per game and 49.4% from the field. This guy's been amazing. Tyrese Haliburton, watch this man. The Pacers are exciting. They might not play like a ton of defense, but that offense is so exciting with Haliburton and all those weapons out there. So yeah, if you're gonna go watch some teams, I would recommend watching the Pacers because I've had a lot of fun doing that. Anyways, that's about it. I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video, maybe hit subscribe and the like button. That'd be pretty cool. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.